So like 10 years ago, I was in India and I was staying in this hostel, and in the middle of the night, the power went out, which happened all the time. But there was no air conditioning in this room. It was just like an overhead fan over my bed. So when I woke up, the room was blazing. It was like 110 degrees. And I woke up to the sound of like screaming and wailing below me. And my first waking thoughts as I'm kind of coming to is that, oh, I'm in hell. I've been transported to hell somehow. It was terrifying. Like, come to find out, there's a family that was actually living in the hostel beneath me. That was their home. And the grandma had passed in the night. And what I didn't know about their culture was that when someone passes, family and community rally around those who are grieving, and they just wail and cry for days on end, and they sing and they eat. And I remember thinking how different that is from how we experience grief and tragedy in the States. Like I've officiated probably 20 funerals at this point, and almost every single funeral, somebody says of the deceased, "Oh wow, don't they look so good?" And I'm always thinking, is that the point? Like, are they supposed to look good? And I think the reason that we do that is because we tend to sort of cushion ourselves from pain and tragedy to kind of make ourselves feel a little bit better about the thing that's broken our heart a bit. But after having now gone to a lot of funerals, I always hear people say things like, "Why has it been so long since we've gotten together? What has gotten in the way?" And I feel like more and more I hear people say, "Yeah, sorry man, life just got in the way." I always wondered, what does that mean, life got in the way? Life is the thing, but I think that's some of the weird beauty of tragedy, is that it has a way of bringing us close. The people that matter the most come to our aid in our times of tragedy and sorrow. I think that's arguably the gospel message, right? Love triumphs over violence in the midst of tragedy, in the cross, in the crucifixion. And we have a saying that we've often said is that good news is only good if it invades bad spaces. In fact, ancient mystics and early church authors often would talk about tragedy as walking, as something that you would progress toward. And I think, isn't that something that we do often with friends, that when you walk with someone, when you spend time with them, there's beauty in that moment. And I think if we began to see tragedy not just as something to avoid or to push away or to medicate, but to actually enter into, I wonder if there aren't maybe things of beauty in the people and things around us that maybe God would want to show us. Author C.S. Lewis has a saying, and he says, "God whispers to us in pleasures, but he shouts to us in pain. Pain is God's megaphone to rouse a deaf world." And I don't think the point of that rousing is just to get us to wake up. I think it's to make us more aware of the people and things that may be right under our noses, but it's not until the bottom drops out, or maybe we feel like our life is unraveling, that we really have eyes to see the beautiful things that have always been all around us. So my encouragement to you, if you're in a season where you feel like you're in the pit of tragedy and pain, is to not push it away, but enter fully into it, and to see if God isn't maybe trying to show you some of the beautiful people and things that are already in your life in the midst of a tragic season.